first day of Innovate, I presented about creative engagement and gave my top 8 tips for engaging creatively in whatever it is that you do. We also did a really good World Cafe where I asked a series of questions of the group about what they're doing that's innovative and what troubles they have, what barriers they have to innovating, and we came up with a whole bunch of strategies to overcome them.
We had 2 people in our group that had moved to regional communities and were looking at the struggles of coming into a new regional community and bringing new ideas and feeling some resistance, and talked about working at the edge and bringing the core into the edge.
Fabulous, thank you. The main things that came out of the World Cafe, I think, was people got a chance to have really good conversations with each other, do some cross-pollinating between the different practices and the different experiences that were in the room, and have ideas shared across those people who are from all different places in the country.
I feel like it's really important to find new creative ways to engage with the community, and it really aligns with a lot of the work that I do. I really liked what Tal was saying about the guide to create engagement. That was really, really inspiring, and I totally agree with everything that she said.
My workshop is around leveraging new media for social change. So it's all about how do we empower people to take action or to facilitate social action using new media. So we know that the traditional form of taking social action, where it's very much directed or led by an organization, is not as effective anymore in today's society, where new media and digital media weaves on top of physical world, that there's no differences anymore. So how do we tap into that virtual world and see it as a setting for facilitating social action?
I've just come out of Eon's workshop on social media, which was pretty cool. It's still, for people of my generation.
I think I got a lot out of the workshop that we did for the media and kind of like creating videos and how to get people involved and aware through stories.
Things like the web and so on are just fantastic tools for being able to speak to people in so many different parts of the globe about the initiatives that people are already taking. I also said I don't think we want to lose sight of the importance of face-to-face contact with people. So getting people out and about, talking with each other, doing informal things together, walking with each other, eating with each other, picking plants with each other. And I think those strategies we need alongside these other web-based, technologically based strategies.
Today's workshop was an introduction into what is applied theatre and then how it can be used in accessing community stories and engagement. We started off by playing some games to start building the group and breaking the ice and making some connections, and those kind of escalated in terms of difficulty and complexity, and we reflected on the games. We talked about some of the games in terms of metaphors for real life.
I went to the participatory theatre group. That was the highlight for me, having that session with Sarah Woodlands. So I've been using it a bit myself, and I didn't realise that there were other people out there doing similar things. So to now know that there are books that I can read, people who I can talk to, and a whole network that I can join, that was very exciting.
The whole event today has been all around bringing together people with similar pursuits, similar questions, similar challenges to resolve around our practice. And also, because we all share this underpinning sort of philosophy around practice, we really want to find ways to make that more pragmatic, make it more practical. How do we get there? How do we make it, translate it into actual programs?
This afternoon we're going to run a rapid prototyping workshop. We're taking the last day and a half of everything that you've been exploring, creativity, new forms of expression, thinking of different ways and strategies to approach what you're doing. The idea of this is to go through a design process and actually create a concept that you can actually take out with yourself.
I've started exploring this year all these different ideas of social enterprising and social entrepreneurship, and connecting with a range of people that are just doing some amazing projects, and finding a real opportunity to expand what I do in human-centered innovation to actually work with people to design your idea, target what you're out for, and actually support and empower your audience as opposed to just delivering something to them.
The reason why, the purpose behind doing this exercise around convention last year is we want to provide a different space for idea generation. So at the moment, the reality that everyone is in is within the context of the barriers that we put up on the board. The other thing that we spoke about yesterday that Tal was talking about around creativity, a completely blank canvas can be really frightening and quite disengaging. What we want you to do is draw a different box by busting these conventions to start creating ideas from, as opposed to just thinking outside of the box.
I'm not a creative person, or I would not describe myself as a creative person. Mark and I conducted a workshop about 6 months ago, and it was on creativity. Now I'm there to play devil's advocate to creativity and to make sure that creativity and all these ideas that everyone was coming up with could be put into a PowerPoint or a spreadsheet. I'm Mark's spreadsheet girl. At this workshop, we were having, we had a jug of water there, and Mark had gone a bit gourmet and got us a lemon so we could have lemon water. So we get there, and there's a lemon on the table. And Mark goes, you know what we could do with this? We could do a really cool, creative, experiential exercise. We asked people to tell us what they think when they see the lemon. He said, what do you think when you see the lemon? And I went, lemonade? Okay, true story. But then we have one of our colleagues, who is the creative brains of our little team. She walked in, and Mark goes, without any briefing to her, what do you think when you see a lemon? Without a moment's hesitation, she goes, Spain. And I went, wow. So I look at that and I think, I don't have a creative brain in my body. But I was so excited to listen to, in particular, Tala's presentation made it very clear for me that creativity isn't that stroke of genius that you're born with or you're born without. I'm not one of the born without people. It was a really cool realization for me that creativity is something that you can do. Creativity is something that you can say, I want to use creativity in my work. I want to use creativity in my projects, and you can do that. And then I took that sort of framework that Tal was talking about, and I could see that running through a lot of the discussions that we were having, through a lot of the other projects that we were talking about. And I hope that if there are some of you who, like me, think of lemonade when you see a lemon, that has helped to embed this idea of creativity and helped you to see how creativity isn't just something for the arts, but it's something that you can use in the everyday of your practice and of your work.